Hey guys, welcome back for a movie review video. So I have 11 titles here ready to go. Some of them are actually I watched on streaming, so I won't actually be physically holding anything, but it is what it is. So unfortunately I fell asleep halfway through this movie, but I enjoyed what I saw, and that was the trauma film Pep Squad from 1998. Starring Jennifer Dreeling, Adrian Puyol, Summer, I'm butchering all these last names, Makovkin, Amy Kelly, and Brooke Balderson. So Lloyd Kaufman did not direct this, he only produced it. This is directed by Steve Balderson. Says it's Clueless meets John Waters. Yeah, I agree with that. It was very cheesy. So let me give you a little synopsis here. A daringly anarchic vision of American society, Pep Squad chronicles the days leading up to a Kansas high school senior prom. 8 girls are nominated for the coveted title of prom queen, but before anyone can collect the crown, they must survive the psychological and physical attacks from their classmates. At Oak Hill High, the students are jaded, the principal is a lecherous creep, and friends stab each other in the back for one night's fleeting honor in this masterful satire that plays like a blood simple remake by John Hughes. With the vendettas heating up and the body count rising, will anyone be around to collect the crown? It's a decent dark comedy. Definitely has some sort of vibes of like Heathers and Mean Girls and Jawbreaker and all those other good horror dark comedies from the 80s and 90s. If you enjoy any of those, you'll enjoy this for sure. So there's that. Up next is a film that I had to rewatch. It was okay. Second time around. At first I didn't care for it. Second time was okay. And that is the IFC Midnight Scream Factory release of House on Willow Street. This movie is really messed up. So I guess we'll start with the synopsis here. The perfect kidnapping goes gruesomely awry in this shock-a-minute supernatural wild ride. Yes, it is very wild indeed. When a band of desperate criminals led by tough-as-nails Hazel, played by Sharni Vinson, abduct Catherine, the daughter of a ultra-wealthy family, they are certain they've found themselves an easy target for ransom. What the gang doesn't realize is that although they have Catherine's body, her soul has already been spoken for by a demonic force that's about to turn the tables on them. As Catherine's captors confront demons, both personal and supernatural, it soon becomes clear to Hazel that for this simple ransoming, there will be hell to pay. Oh yes, there is hell to pay, for sure. So I enjoyed this movie overall, but there's a lot of CGI in it that I didn't care for. Like most of the demon scenes are like with the tongue and everything, that's all CGI, and it was just a little too much here and there. But Sharni Vinson is really good in this. She's been good in almost anything I've seen her in. There is the big twist where the kidnappers find out that because they call their parents and her parents, and they don't answer the phone. It's because, well, I'm not going to give that away, but you'll have to watch it for yourself if you haven't seen this. But it's got some good kills, some really creepy scenes involving the demon. That's Catherine right there, but of course that's when she turns into the demon. So it's not a bad movie overall. I think it's got some, no, it just has inside art in here, not reversible artwork. You got a behind-the-scenes featurette and a theatrical trailer on here as well. So if you guys enjoy, like, demonic movies, like, give this one a watch. It's not anything life-changing, though, so if you're not really missing out on much if you pass on this one, but I believe this one is either on Tubi or Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. Alright, so that is it for regular movies. Now on to 9 of my October, my Halloween horror films that I'm trying to watch 31 of. I'm doing an okay job so far. I haven't really watched one every day, but I've made up along the way. So this is 1 through 9 as far, you know, the first through yesterday. But we'll see how that goes. So the first one here is a Dollar Tree special. And I say it is special because I did not like this movie. It is Pumpkins. You reap what you sow. It's got a good premise. This is a British film. From 89 minutes, 2018, put out by High Octane. So here's the premise. An elderly man is hopelessly devoted to his prized pumpkin patch. He's got some weird, like, almost sexual attachment to this thing. It's kind of gross. When some delinquents destroy his prized possessions, he dies of a massive heart attack. That scene is just ridiculous. And is reborn as an abomination, so he turns into the Pumpkin Man or whatever. Hellbent on revenge, the creature and his minions rain havoc over guilty and innocent alike. So it's got some cool, like, cool effects in here that are not CGI, like when he's like controlling the vines or whatever. That was a cool scene. The kills in here are kind of lame and mostly off screen. The acting is meh. Some of it's not great, but the lead actress who's actually directed the film, she wasn't bad. But overall, I would definitely pass on this one. Yeah, so it's got cool artwork at least, right? Yeah, even the disc doesn't look all that. It looks pretty, like, cheesy, but I think it gets a 2.7 out of 10 on IMDb. I'd give it a 2 for effort, but pass. The next one here I watched on Tubi, and that was the 2019 film called Halloween at Aunt Ethel's. It was only 80 minutes long, and it was directed by Joseph Mazzaferro. And it was okay, in my opinion. Didn't really, I mean, it's basically any other story. These people live in a small town. There's stories going around about Aunt Ethel. It's kind of like the whole Hansel and Gretel story, the witch next door, or in the woods rather, turning kids into like candy. It had its creepy moments, and the ending was kind of meh to me, but I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. If you guys want to watch it, go ahead. It's free, but if you guys think you're going to waste 80 minutes of your life, you can pass on it too. So the next one here is one of the better ones I've watched. We have, from 1994, we have Night of the Demons 2. 95 minutes, directed by Brian Tenchard Smith. He's done quite a few other movies I enjoy. Let's see here. So, if you've seen the first one, this is a good one to go right with this, with the first and second. I've never seen the third, and then the remake was meh to me, but I own that one too. I don't have number 3 though. So, again, it's Halloween, and the teenagers from St. Rita's High School want to party at the neighborhood's haunted house. For years, the whole house has sat in eerie silence. Tales of its haunted past have turned into gory jokes, and no one really believes anything ever happened there. However, Angela, the hostess from hell, is summoning her army of teen demons to blood-curdling contest between the school's priests and herself, the Princess of Darkness. What was intended as an innocent evening of fun and games turns into a hell-raising, life-threatening ordeal. They wanted fun, now they're in the trick-or-treat party of their lives. Bonus feature, you get an audio commentary with the director and the cinematographer. Of course, you get the always lovely Amelia Kincaid reprising her role as Angela. Other than that, everybody else in this movie is new. Actually, I think there's one girl in here I believe may have been in the first movie, but I'm not 100. I haven't seen the first movie in such a long time, so I gotta go back and watch that again. But it's good stuff. I recommend this one. It says on the back here, trick or treat sucker. Of course, you get Angela. Look at that face. So yeah, Angela's throwing another party. Yep. It gets a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. I would give it maybe, yeah, about a 6. Next up, of course, I had to watch. I try to watch this every year, and that is the WNUF Halloween special. This is the first release by TerrorVision. This was from 2013, 83 minutes, and this was directed by 7 different directors, and I'm not going to name them all. But, yeah, you get a little new release thing in here from TerrorVision. These are all their vinyl releases. And then yeah, let's go. They have a new little, I guess, credit system now. So that's cool. I've bought from them many times before. I really enjoy their line of different shirts. They're doing movies now, vinyls. They do cassettes as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Basically, this is supposed to look like it was filmed in 1987. It looks pretty good. It says, for decades, obscure film collectors and lovers of esoteric cinema have sought it. Finally, the search is over. Originally broadcast live on October 31st, 1987, the WNUF Halloween special is a stunning expose of terrifying supernatural activity that unfolded in the infamous Weber House, the site of ghastly murders. Local television personality Frank Stewart leads a group of paranormal investigators, including a Catholic exorcist, Father Joseph Matheson, and the prolific husband-wife team Lewis and Claire Berger. Together, the experts explore the darkest corners of the supposedly haunted Weber House, trying to prove the existence of the demonic entities within. Did they find the horrific truth, or simply put superstitious rumors to rest? Compiled from the highest quality source material available, this Blu-ray features the full program, including the original commercials that ran during the notorious broadcasts. Yeah, a lot of the commercials in here are really cheesy, but they're fun. You get a bunch of special features on here. Audio commentary by one of the directors, Christopher LaMartina. All new group commentary with cast and crew, cutting room commercials, outtakes and bloopers, rewinding the fast forward segments, how they filmed the movie, original trailer, TerrorVision Records WNUF album promo, WNUF Christmas special, and the long lost WNUF commercials rediscovered for this particular release. There's the back. You can get this on Vinegar Syndrome's website. Let's see. Okay, and next one here was a fun watch. This is a Full Moon Features release. This was from 2019, and that is Ouija's Hollyweed, Hollyweed Night. 76 minutes, directed by Danny Draven. starring a bunch of different people, including Mr. Sean C. Phillips himself. He's got a short little appearance in this movie. His character is definitely not a main character in this movie, so he's in and out within like 10 minutes or so. Let's see here. Basically, this is like a tribute to 80s classic horror comedies like Ghoulies. So it's Halloween night in Las Vegas, and 3 enterprising young ladies are throwing a Bud Bash party. But when the mysterious Baroness introduces them to the Ouija board, they plan a game that opens a portal beyond our world and unleashes a freakish gaggle of party-loving nightmare creatures from beyond. Before Halloween night is over, the unwitting guests will have to fight for their right to party and put the Ouijas back in the board before midnight, or they get sucked into the netherworld forever. It's classic full moon, cheesy, but the effects are really cool in this one. I really like the look of the monsters, as you can see. I mean, if you guys like cheesy horror comedies, throwbacks to the 80s, I definitely recommend this. IMDb gives this a 4.9 out of 10. I'd give it a 4.5. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I like my cheesy goodness. So, Ouija's. I don't think I mentioned it before. WNUF gets a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, we'll go with that. Next up, we have a horror anthology, Halloween horror anthology from 2015, and that is Tales of Halloween. I believe this particular version is no longer in print, but you can watch this on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's still on Netflix. So, you get quite a few. You get 10 short stories in here, plus there's an 11, there's an intro with, what's her face? Oh, I'm drawing a blank here. Adrienne Barbeau. She pretty much reprises her role from The Fog. She is the radio host in the beginning of this movie. So let me show you the exclusiveness of this particular box set. So this is a 4-disc set. You get the Blu-ray, 2 DVDs. The DVD is the film, and then the bonus features. The Blu-ray just has the film on it. And then the CD soundtrack, which has a number of different scores on here from different composers. But yeah, here's the inside. So I love the inside artwork. And then there's the first fold there, and then the front, and then the pumpkin on the back. And then, of course, you get, they got two cards inside. One got a little bent up, but it's fine. You get the pumpkin as Mad Jack-o'-lantern from Bad Seed. That's one of the shorts in here. And then Amanda Moyer plays Dorothy in Friday the 31st. Play on words with Friday the 13th. Some of these shorts are really messed up, like beyond effed up. But all right, so the first one is called Sweet Tooth, directed by Dave Parker. That one was really messed up. The Night Billy Raised Hell, that was directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. Trick, directed by Adam Girash. That was a good one. The Weak and the Wicked, directed by Paul Solet. Grim Grinning Ghost, directed by Axel Carolyn. Lynn Shay is in that one. That was a good one. Ding Dong, directed by Lucky McKee. This Means War, directed by Andrew Cash and John Skip. Friday the 31st, directed by Mike Mendez. The Ransom of Rusty Rex. That was a really good one. I enjoyed that one. That was directed by Ryan Schifrin. He's the one that did the Abominable movie with Jeffrey Combs. And then Bad Seed, directed by Neil Marshall. And then you get a boatload of special features on here. You get bonus short films. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. Commentaries. 1 commentary throughout the whole movie, and then bonus commentaries on 4 different ones, mostly by the directors. Bonus material, you get a deleted scene, anatomy of a scene, fun facts, photo gallery, storyboards, diaries. And yep. Alright, up next is the one I told you guys about before. It's a silent film from 2016 called 3 Dead Trick-or-Treaters. 74 minutes, directed by Torrin Langan. Put up by Videonomicon. This is a Canadian release. 2-disc set here, the Blu-ray and the DVD. And then you get this little insert as well. So, this is another horror anthology. Like I think it's 3 different, 3 different stories in here. So this paperboy discovers graves of 3 murdered trick-or-treaters, and then he finds a series of handwritten horror stories tacked to the children's headstones. So he reads them, and then it goes into the stories here. It's not bad. But again, there is like no dialogue. The only real dialogue in here are people screaming and grunting. Other than that, there is nobody talking whatsoever. It's all just based on acting, movements, and whatnot. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's not for everybody, of course, but definitely recommended to checking it out at least. I don't think this is streaming on anything, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. Special feature wise, you get an interview with the director, commentary with the director and the producer, radio interview with the composer and director, storyboard comparisons, deleted scenes, still galleries, and the theatrical trailer. This is a region-free disc. Alright, so last night I watched 1 movie and then 1 TV episode because I was pretty tired from yesterday. So first up from yesterday, we have the really cheesy mid-90s movie called Jacko, starring Linnea Quigley, Brink Stevens, John Carradine, Rebecca Wicks, Gary Doles, Ryan Lashow, who's I guess he's the son of the director, Steve Lashaw, and Catherine Walsh. Now, this movie is really bad, like really bad, but it's got some good cheesy parts in it as well. It's also got moments where, like, why does this scene have to be in here? Like, you know, you got Linnea in the shower, like, just feeling herself up. I'm like, really? Come on. But whatever. I almost forgot this was executive produced by Fred Olen Ray. I like him as a director. But he had nothing really, anything else to do with this other than paying for the movie to be released, so, or to be done. Basically, this is about a legendary scythe-wielding, pumpkin-headed Halloween demon called Jacko, originally raised from the dead in the last century by evil wizard Walter Mason, played by John Carradine. The demon returns in modern times to haunt young Sean Kelly, his clueless family, and babysitter Linnea Quigley. Come Hallows Eve, Jacko begins hacking and slashing his way through a blood-splattered, fear-stained stack of drunken college students, unwitting neighbors, terrified trick-or-treaters, motorcycle maniacs, and a witless cable TV installer played by the director himself. Yeah, this movie is, that's a trip, I'll tell you that. Speaking of trip, there's one particular scene in here where this girl gets accidentally electrocutes herself, trying to get away from Jacko. It is quite humorous, in my opinion. And then there's a cool little decapitation scene in the movie as well. So this particular release is from 2004 by Retro Media. I'm not sure if it's ever been re-released or not, and I believe this particular DVD is out of print. I think I bought this at McKay's like quite a few years ago. So, yep, there's that. And then the last thing I watched was Goosebumps on Netflix. No, I've already watched the first one a million times. I actually watched The Haunted Mask 2 from 1996, directed by William Fruet. A lot of people for the first episode actually reprised their roles in the second one, so that was pretty cool. Again, Goosebumps is very nostalgic to me from my childhood. Figured I'd watch it again, and it still holds up to me to this day. So, well, guys, thank you for watching my first week of horror watches, and then the two extra movies I watched earlier. So here's my first stack of movies, plus the streaming ones. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.